How you like that? Oh man, that's got to be a thumbnail, people. All right, guys, I'll be back in a minute. Going on. So, man, it's a beautiful Sunday. No, I haven't done a video for a few days. Last one was the 5B, airing it out. We may run the 5B today as well, maybe hit the ramp a little bit more, but man, it's a great day. So today what we're going to be running is going to be the 8X Elite with the ultimate Nitro Buggy Bashers setup. So basically what that means to me is a badass modified Nitro engine, 0.21, or you could go larger, 28, 32, whatever you have, whatever your flavor is, set up with so let's go over my ultimate basher. So obviously we got the Triton L5 Evo modified from RC Renew. Great RC engine modifier. I haven't had a lot of experience with others. Only AMR, Power Secrets, and RCR. But every product that I've gotten that Lance over at RCR has touched with his hands has been a great drag modded RC engine. When you're a basher, you want a drag modded engine. A racer will go more with a economy package, you know, with a race mod for fuel efficiency and top end and things like that. But here we go with a drag mod. So I'm running the Losi clutch setup, the 8X Elite. I only run the 8X Elite clutch, the upgraded one, and the Losi bell. The reason I run the Losi setup is because of the bearings. You have the larger inner bearing and then the standard outer bearing, and I think that they're just more durable. We run the Max Life shoes, all aluminum. Let's see if I can get one. If I have a package. It's a Dynamite product. Here we go. So it's a Dynamite product. And this is it right here. Dynamite DYN P5188 Max Life 8 aluminum, means for the 8 series, the TLR Losi 8 series, aluminum clutch shoes, 4 shoe. And these are used right here. So I use 4 of those, and then I use the Losi. And guys, Dynamite Max Life makes these shoes for different clutches as well. You can get them for different clutch setups, not just the 8 series. They make them for others. So basically, where my springs go? Basically, I run the stiffest springs for that pop. I run these springs right here. Silver springs for the 8B, 8T. Right there. So sometimes I run 2 silver and 2 gold, or 2 gold and 2 green, but you know, I found out that to get that ultimate pop, man, that ultimate spool up, the heavier the spring, the more the engine is going to spool up before it engages. So it's going to give you more pop off the line, more torque off the line. So we're running that setup, the Max Life, the Silver Springs, the Losi 8X Elite clutch. Of course, we're running the Triton. It's the 2148 exhaust system, header and manifold and pipe. This is set up for the most bottom and mid range. It's got good top end, but it's really set for a basher for maximum torque. So that's what we're going for: the aluminum shoes, the heavy springs, the torquey pipe, but still have the top end in that. And that's where this modified engine comes in, because it basically will kick in from mid to top. I mean, it just, once it hits mid, it shits and gets. It's amazing, actually. So that's the pipe and setup you have here. You could also run the 41032 and the 9886 Novorossi. I do a lot of Novorossi engines as well. Try not to run them as much. I have a handful of engines, Novorossi engines, that I have broken and we have run that are modified and non-modified. Just like I've got two basically brand new Rex Legend 28.8s that I want to get modded. Absolutely. And that's why I haven't been running them, because I haven't sent them out to be modded yet, because I really want to try out RB mods on those. And I have two of them. One of them has been rebuilt and refreshed, so it's basically new. It's got new, both of them have ceramic bearings in them, and the only thing that's not new on this one here on the left is the crank. Everything else is new: the sleeve, the piston, the rod, the bearings. So maybe I'll get one done by RC Renew and one done by RB Mods. And then we have the Pico over there, P7R, that I want to get modded. And I do have a brand new Paloma. Is it the Paloma? Yeah, the Bonito's the one I've been running. I've got the RCR modded Paloma that hasn't even been broken in yet, as well as two more P5s and basically a brand new P5 right there. So we may send P5 one to RC and one to RB as well. So, but then other than that, guys, on this Ultimate Bashing Nitro Truggy, and I want to touch on something else too that I was watching here on YouTube on the No Name podcast with Mark Santamaria. Very interesting. They're doing good things, absolutely, but touch on that here in a second as well. So obviously running the Badlands, I don't know if you can get these original Badlands anymore, but you can definitely get the version 2, the MX series. They're a little bit different, but they're still great for a basher. But these are the original ones. They hold up, man. I've run these on the blacktop and everything, and they're still like brand new. But anyway, and these are on Pro Line rims. So Badlands or some type of basher, knobby tire if you're off-road in the dirt, bashing, things like that, hitting the jumps. I have found also that the bigger mass tire, like in my Truggies, my 8X Elite, no problem hitting back flips with Badlands, the larger knobby tires. And then you put a set of race tires on there, some blockades or whatever the case may be, buckshots. It's not going to have that rotating mass to get it flipped around. I've landed on my lid many times trying to do it with race tires, but the Badlands will get it around. Buggies are not going to flip as well as a Truggy will. There's just more area to maneuver, and the tires are bigger, and it spins it around better. But as far as my diffs, obviously we're running a bash setup. We've got 60 in the front, 50 in the 100 in the center, and 60 in the rear. So 60, 100, 60, put more power to the ground. And I think you could even go more than that, on these, just to really plan it down. And then my shocks, I run 45 weight fluid all the way around. I've also run in my Truggies 60 weight shock oil, just to stiffen them up really well. That way when you're hitting your landings, you're not chassis slapping. Chassis slap is really bad. It's bad for your servos. It's bad for everything, man. So you want to try and avoid chassis slap as much as possible. And one thing that I learned from EKJ 24,000 is adjusting the droop on this. And there's a lot of racers setups that can apply to bashing as well. Shock setups, droop screw setups, things like that. I mean, you're not hitting turns or wanting to not sway into turns as much and putting power to ground on one side rather than the other. It's a lot different in racing, but you can definitely use shock setups and things like that. So and then obviously you want to run an outerwear on your filter, because generally a basher, you know, in a racer, you're going to be off-road, you're going to be in the dirt. You want to eliminate dirt coming into the engine. That's the fastest way to screw up an engine, is to get a lot of dirt in there. If you ever lose your filter, and you know, don't even assume, just know that you got dirt in there, shut it down, tear it down, and clean the whole thing, man. That's probably the best thing to do. It's happened to me many times. My first LRP I had in the Hyper 7 over there popped off and got dirt in it, and I cleaned it real well, and she was good to go. But that's the one that one, I've got a LRP 32 over there, the one that actually blew the glow plug out of it, and people are like, man, I've never seen that, but I had actually seen that before. The metals that LRP use, they're not quality. They're not quality like a Novorossi or an OS, or, you know, a better, higher end race engine. The LRP is just not quality craftsmanship or materials. But anyway, I've got several LRP 32s. That's the only time that's actually happened. And I probably didn't have the glow plug tightened all the way down as well, but it still blew it out. But anyway, and then you guys know on this one, we blew the diff up a while back running the modified LRP .28. So this has been all rebuilt. This will be the first run with the rebuilt diff in there. So what had happened is, you have two screws here on the back side that are just about the same length, and I just had them swapped when I originally built this by accident, and I guess that screw was just tiny bit sticking down, and the friction, it wasn't like stopping it, but the friction of it touching it ultimately burned the diff up. You know, it melted it down, and once it started to melt, it just came apart. It was insane. I don't know if I still have it sitting up here, but it was ugly. It's in one of my vids. But anyway, we got all this done. We got all that taken care of. Everything's the correct way. And we're ready to bash it, man. We're going to take this out and we're going to rip it. I am running the lithium ion 3200 milliamp battery in here. It's a Dynamite product. It's a great battery. It's not a Li-Fi and it's not a LiPo. It's a lithium ion. Same thing that you put in like your cordless drills and things like that. And it lasts quite a while, but I don't think it lasts as long as my Li-Fi packs. And I still want to get a Li-Fi for the 5B. I'm still running another Dynamite product, the Reaction 5200 milliamp LiPo in there, but I don't leave it in there. And that's really about it. So what I wanted to touch base here on this was episode 116 of No Name Podcast with Mark Santa Maria, and they make a lot of valid points, man. There's a lot of bashers out there that they want to transition the bridge over to racing, and you know, they ask what is the main reason that a basher doesn't race? Is it intimidation? Is it money? Is it time? Is it location to a track? Well, I gotta say, man, it's all of the above. It's all of the above. So if you can work on things like, you know, each individual issue why you don't go to race, then you could probably get more people over to race. But I agree, the bashing side of it, like the mini Z tracks and things like that are a lot easier to get into and a little less intimidating, is a great way to get people into racing. You know, I could go race if I wanted to. We've got a couple of tracks. They're about an hour, hour and a half away. I just don't have the time, literally. I have a huge career, a very demanding career, and it's just, I don't have small kids that live with me other than my 6-month-old granddaughter, who obviously can't race, but she loves to sit out here, and she's always grabbing the tires and things that I'll allow her to grab. You know, I don't want her to grab her a tuning driver, an MIP, or anything like that, stab herself, but you know, she touches them and feels them, and she loves coming out here into the barn, all the different, you know, colors and shapes and sounds and things like that. It's, her eyes light up when she comes out here, and that's incredible to see. You know, and I think if I had like my 9-year-old grandson T Baby, who I did refresh and build my uh Hyper 7 for, he just, they don't get out here, man. They're tied up in life, man. I live up here in the hill country. I'm not right there with them. But I think if I had a younger child or grandchild that was here with me more often, we probably would make more of an attempt to race. But some of us just are fine with the bashing side of it. But I 100% agree, man, that racing is exciting and it's addicting. And if you have the ability to move from bashing into the racing, you need to do it. You really need to try it out. You need to try and be a racer. So I just shout out to that podcast and Mark Santa Maria and the things that he does on there. You know, by a racer like Mark, who is not afraid to bash and have fun with Traxxas and Arma and all that other stuff, that's more inviting. These bashers feel more comfortable coming into, you know, a race environment. You know, sometimes maybe the younger generation is a little afraid that, you know, oh man, they're gonna look down on me, they're gonna make fun on me. But I know just from having a lot of friends, like my buddy Elliot, who's a driver for TLR, and we've got some Mugen drivers in there and things like that. They're good people, man, and there's nothing to be afraid of. So if you can get out and race, by all means, try it. You're gonna love it. I mean, I've never raced. I've been around the track a few times a long time ago, just screwing around, and yeah, I felt it tugging at me, like I really want to do this. But there is the, you know, in the back of my mind, man, I'm gonna put everything into racing, and in other words, you know, sell the farm. But I'm good here, just having fun with the Buggy Nitro ramps and going out to the soccer field and dabbling with all the different, that's a lot of the excitement to me, is just being able to have and, you know, play as an average everyday Joe with a pro race kit, something that the pros are making money with and sponsored with, and you know, that we can actually have our hands on it. It's like in NASCAR, you don't see the average everyday Joe being able to afford and have a 900 horsepower, you know, NASCAR in their driveway, but you can have a pro race kit in your driveway, per se, or in your stable, in your barn, in your shop, in your garage, in your bedroom, wherever, you know. So it's a great hobby, man, and I love it 100%. So all right, guys, enough chit chat on that. Just wanted to show y'all my ultimate Nitro Buggy basher. I love my Technos too, and but pretty much down playing and starting to retire my MB 48.4. She's been through hell. She's been refreshed twice. We refreshed the NT 48.3 twice. And I love those, you know, those kits. I think Techno by far is the superior kit if someone wants a Nitro basher. Absolutely, you know, other than your speed run stuff. But I'm really getting used to these TLR products, man, and I'm having a good time with them. So enough chit chat, guys. We're gonna do a few things around the house. I got to replace a GFI plug in my bathroom from the snowstorm went out, and a few other things, and then we're gonna get out there and bash around. We're probably gonna run this, and then we're probably gonna run the low C5B. So all right, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Enjoy the upcoming video. We'll see y'all in a bit. Buggy out. Alright, YouTube. As promised, we're going to run my 8X Elite with a Nitro Buggy Basher setup. Just like I stated in the video prior, or the prior portion of this video. But the one thing I didn't tell y'all is I run the OSP3 in here, the gold plug. This thing shits and gets, man. Some people say that Triton engines are no good. Well, I say to those people, they don't know how to tune or something. Because this is a badass engine. And y'all seen the internals of this engine. This engine, the craftsmanship in this is just as good as any high dollar OS or Reds. Guarantee you that. Now the only thing that I don't like as much is, like I said earlier, the Triton carb. Reminds me too much of the LRP carb. So just throw the Nova Rossi carb on there. This is the Nova carb, by the way, and you do not have to mill it. It's a direct fit. You don't have to use any extra O-rings, none of that. Uh-oh. You don't have to use any extra O-rings or any of that. Just direct bolt on. Haven't been on the track since the 5B. And we will launch the 5B today. I'm gonna need some fuel. I was running it before I came on film. Ooh. Hey, I'm glad that tree caught it, man, because I was going right for the pole. Yeah, this Triton engine is a badass. As y'all can see, I love Nitro, guys. And he doesn't. And he doesn't love me, though. That hurt. You know what it is? You know what it is? Look at the ramp. It's starting to get tore up. It's catching it. It's catching it. See? Uh-oh. Something happened. Failsafe came on. Yeah, something happened. Must have come disconnected or something. All right, let me take a look at it and see why she's wanting to go upside down. Holy moly, man. Yeah, you see the wheels turned? Wheels turned and brakes are locked. Yeah, look. So the only thing I don't like about the 8X and the 8X Elite is the way the wires run through here. Makes it really hard to plug in, but that's what happened here. So you guys always want to set your fail-safe. This is a prime example. Look, it locked the brakes and it turned the wheel. And it actually shut down the whole truck. It shut off. So I don't know what's up with that, but anyway, so let me go get some fuel. My fuel bottle's out. We are running the bones in here. We're going full-time back to Bones Brew, and we'll do a little more ripping. Let me see why this thing is wanting to get upside down. I think it's the ramp right here. It's catching right here. So I need to do some work on that, man. I have fixed it before, but do a little work on that. So, all right, guys, we'll be back here in just a second. We'll get out. All right, guys, one more tank of the Bones Brew. Also want to give a shout out to my man Rajay111. I saw he put a new video out. Didn't speak much about anything other than the product that he was showing us, that FX K305, I think. Unless that was an old video that he popped up. It was pretty docile, but I mean, I get it. So, all right, man. Well, what I did is I tucked the, see if y'all can see, I tucked it under here, the whole thing, the connection and everything. There's not a lot of room in here for the battery, the balance lead, and then this. You have to get along, and I don't want to, I could always put an extender on it to go, but I don't like using extenders really that much. Although the one I use here in the 5B, it's made by a company called Reefs. They have a lot of great products out there. Check out Reefs RC, especially for you no prep drag guys. She flies good, man, almost as good as the Techno. It's all a matter of just dialing in your droop, your shock, having the right setup, a basher setup, if you will. Alright, y'all want to get in the danger zone? Let's get in the danger zone. I've already been hit by her once. What's a broken nose? What's a broken nose? Whoa. It's that extreme power, RCR. Thought I heard mama. All right, guys. Got her out of the tree. Let's finish off this tank, then we'll hit some 5B action. Maybe I should cut that limb down. What do y'all think? Cut the limb down right here? Damn, L5 is powerful as hell. The problem I see sometimes with people though, like new racers, they're always trying to hammer down, man. I think that they should slow down a little bit. Get a feel for the track. Lay down solid laps. But I'm the same way in bashing, man. I get comfortable out here and I just start ripping, and that's when I make mistakes. Lands on the propane tank and explodes. There we go. It's just landed the ramp. It's just harder to land the ramp when I'm standing on it. I really don't want to get hit in the face, although I have a few times. Should be pretty close to out of fuel. I think what I'll do is, you're probably going to get 2 videos from me today. This one's going to be kind of long. We'll make a separate video for the 5B. I'm only, work's picking up, people, so. Oh, shit.